At the White House today, President Trump met with leaders of 5 West African countries. Things got off to a rough start when he congratulated them on winning the NBA Finals. Yeah. You know, what kind of questions does Trump even have for these guys? So, which part of Africa are you from? Safari or...
Anthony Anderson didn't just roast Donald Trump. He set the political circus on fire and handed out marshmallows. With razor-sharp wit and the energy of a man on a mission, Anderson shredded Trump's ego, policies, spray tan, and social media rants like a chef slicing through butter. Every punchline hit harder than a tax audit. And by the end, Trump's legacy looked like a pinata at a comedian's birthday party. Buckle up. This roast isn't comedy. It's therapy for a nation.
You were curing diseases with bleach long before Donald Trump was. Speaking of which, Trump's media company has just made their streaming platform Truth Plus available worldwide. They also announced that Truth Plus will be the first streaming network to call BET Plus the N-word. In all fairness, I looked it up and they do have some great shows on Truth Plus, like The Amazing Race.
Anthony Anderson walked onto that stage like he owned the place, adjusting his suit with that signature smirk that let you know something wickedly funny was about to happen. He didn't wait for applause to settle or the cameras to get comfortable. No, Anthony had a mission. And his mission was simple. Clown Donald Trump like it was a national sport.
The questions he asked were much more offensive than that, like this exchange with the president of Liberia.
We are committed to that, and we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. It's such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where? In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
If you're enjoying this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Anderson started by scanning the crowd with those mischievous eyes, then leaned into the mic like he was about to drop breaking news. You could tell he was savoring the moment, probably thinking to himself, how did a game show host become the boss of the free world? And more importantly, why is his tie always hanging down like it's trying to escape?
Day night whites, Third Reich from the sun, illegal Alien versus Predator, the search for OJ's gold, Dog the Bounty Hunter's Roadkill Kitchen, RuPaul's Normal Guys Dressed in Khakis race, Dumb Dynasty, and Whitish. That might be the only spinoff we didn't think of.
Anthony didn't even ease in slowly. He went full throttle. He said, when Trump walks into a room, you don't get presidential vibes. You get that feeling like someone just walked in trying to sell you a timeshare in a swamp. That orange glow doesn't scream confidence. It screams, my foundation has more layers than my policies.
What I really want to see is the one where Trump teaches kids new vocabulary words, like this lesson he dropped today while talking about the recent bombing in Iran.
Those machines flew for 37 straight hours. They didn't stop. They went skedaddle. You know the word skedaddle? It means skedaddle.
Yes, we know the words.
Anderson chuckled at his own jab and then tilted his head like he was genuinely confused. He said, Trump's face looks like it's constantly buffering, like he's always 2 seconds behind in real life, just waiting for someone to reboot him. If you ever wondered what a spray tan and static electricity had a baby, now you know. Trump's face could light up a jack-o'-lantern factory in the dark.
Would anyone like to guess what the native language of Liberia is? Yes, English. English. But no one speaks English as beautifully as our president.
As a linguist, translator, and cryptologic technician. In Venezuela, did you just see Maduro? Venezuela shifting production to Thailand. Hamas terrorist invasion. I love Tesla. I hope they now go and take a look at the...
But it wasn't just about Trump's look. No, Anthony had receipts. He pulled out metaphors like he was flipping through an old-school Trapper Keeper. He said, Trump's speeches sound like someone fed a fortune cookie to a malfunctioning parrot. You get half inspiration, half gibberish, and a whole lot of confusion. Anderson shook his head like even he was amazed at how far this reality had spiraled.
You know, Trump has been riding high after Congress passed his big, beautiful bill. Now, this bill gives $100 billion to ICE, kicks 17 million Americans off their health care, and cuts food assistance for kids. At this point, the only bill that's more young people is Belichick.
Anthony Anderson said, Trump's presidency feels like when you let your cousin who failed driver's ed take the wheel, and now you're all just hoping the car doesn't explode. It's not even about left or right anymore. It's about up or down, and this ride's been stuck in a loop-de-loop since day one. Then he leaned into the economic side, saying, Trump brags about the economy like a dude who found $20 on the ground and starts telling people he's a financial genius.
Declaring their whole state to be a sanctuary. More Americans could receive heart, lung, and liver transplants. In the failing New York Times by an anonymous to measure and other measures. They sacrifice every day for the furniture and future. God bless the United States.
Trump's Rosetta Stone.
Anderson said, when Trump talks about building things, you better believe it's going to be made out of cardboard, glitter, and wishful thinking. The man's idea of infrastructure is adding a new drive-through at Mar-a-Lago. And don't even mention walls. Trump talks about walls like they're his long-lost relatives. You'd think a wall raised him, hugged him, and taught him how to mispronounce Usate.
Not only is Trump giving parents money to have babies, he's also found a way to make some money for himself off of it.
Hello, everyone. It's your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, here to introduce something really special. As you know, I'm not just the leader of the free world, I'm also a proud father of 4 kids. And Eric. And now it's time for you to do your part. We gotta have a lot of babies so they can grow up and defend us from all the trouble I'm about to start. I believe that children are the weapons of our future, but it's not easy to grow them. You come home tired from golf, or maybe Melania locked the bedroom door.
Anthony didn't stop at policy. Oh, no. This roast was personal. He mocked Trump's obsession with crowd sizes, saying the only thing Trump ever filled to capacity was a tanning bed. He also took aim at the Twitter fingers. Trump tweets like your uncle who just discovered emojis but still thinks LOL means lots of lasagna. Anderson lowered his voice like he was letting the crowd in on a secret.
Now, it's been a big week for Trump. A couple of days ago, he learned he was getting nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. And yesterday, he got a special honor from his home state of Florida.
Palm Beach County Commissioners voted unanimously for the state law that renames parts of Southern Boulevard. The stretch that runs from Kirk Road to South Ocean Boulevard will bear the name President Donald J. Trump Boulevard.
Yeah, this is historic. It's the first time asphalt has been named after an...
Anthony Anderson said Trump's cabinet meetings look like the worst episode of The Apprentice ever filmed. No one knows what they're doing, but everyone's scared to say it out loud. Anderson then took a jab at the fashion department, saying, Trump dresses like he's still mad he didn't get cast in Scarface. The suits are loud, the ties are long enough to trip over, and the hair has been holding on tighter than a tax evasion scheme.
That's why I'm pleased to announce Donald Trump's Love Juice. Trust me, only a few handfuls of my love juice applied to the erogenous, that's an old-fashioned word, erogenous, will turn a no into a whoa. Donald Trump's Love Juice comes in all the sexiest smells. Big beef and cheddar, French onion soup, and Denver omelet. We did very well in Denver omelet. Let's make America pregnant as hell again with Donald Trump's Love Juice. Available only at whitehouse.gov. Proudly made in China. They love our tariffs there, they really do.
Donald Trump's Love Juice, not...
Anthony mocked Trump's family brand too. He said, the Trump name used to be on buildings. Now it's more like a warning label. Anderson mimicked Trump's smug face, the squint, the pout, and said, "Trump always looks like he's trying to remember if he left the stove on." That permanent look of confusion mixed with arrogance. Anthony said the only thing more inflated than Trump's ego is his resume.
President Trump was at the White House for the 4th, where the festivities included a picnic, fireworks, and even a military flyover. Yeah, that's also his Secret Service code name.
Anthony Anderson paused for a second, looked around, and said, "Trump might be the only president who needs a fact-checker just to say hello." Everything that comes out of Trump's mouth sounds like it was processed through a blender full of conspiracy theories and then poured over confidence smoothie. Anderson wrapped it up by saying, "Trump isn't just a politician. He's a genre. His drama, comedy, tragedy, and sci-fi all rolled into one. He's the plot twist nobody asked for, starring in a reboot of America that skipped all the good seasons."